guys. So I've been debating whether or not I wanted to make this video. And yesterday, while I was doing my Bible reading, I read through Romans. And in Romans 14, Paul is talking about the weaker brother and how the stronger brother, and how the stronger brother must be the weaker brother. And I think in verse 5, could be wrong, he says that some people esteem some days better than others. Some people esteem every day the same, but each person must be fully convinced in their own mind. And that really struck me. It really struck me, and it's gonna make sense why in a minute when I explain what this video is about. And then as I was reading on, later on in the same chapter, there's a verse that says that do not let your good be evil, like be thought of as evil or something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but it's basically saying don't let people think of the good thing that you're trying to do as evil. Speaking to the stronger brother, the one who has more liberty and wants to do more things, and how they have to be careful because the things that they do, that they're fully convinced in their minds and they're doing them unto God, might be misconstrued as being evil by weaker brothers. And I feel like that there's a lot of that going on in my head whenever just living my life generally, the kind of person that I am, but then also starting this YouTube channel and really having this deep desire to say the things that I'm fully convinced in my mind are completely beneficial for Christians to know. That includes doctrine, that includes just general practical ways of living, that includes general practical ways of growing, how you can improve yourself to make the lives of yourself and the people around you better, how you can live a God-honoring life. And that and I just really have this deep desire in me to do that, but I guess this is me giving place to the devil, because in my head I can't stop having this voice telling me, no, you can't say that, or no, that's not acceptable to say, oh, you should say this instead, and so watching my videos back and okay, let me say, the first video I posted, I was so excited and I was like, yes, this is finally a chance for you to speak. And I've spoken to some of my friends about it, and my friends are so excited. They're just like, yes, this is exactly what you need. This is exactly what you need to be doing. Probably because they're sick of hearing me talk all the time. They're just like, just talk to an audience or talk to your phone or whatever. But I don't think so. My friends are just really genuinely good people, and they're excited for me, and they think this is a good thing for me, like something that I'm sort of meant to be doing. And I can't say that I disagree, but lately I've been thinking about it a lot, and just realizing that I'm doing the exact thing that I set out not to do. When I posted my first video, and then I posted my testimony video, and then I posted my video about radical honesty, it was great. And then the latest video that I posted, when I was talking about my struggle with church, I realized that so much in that video. If you just watch that video, I am deeply uncomfortable. Some of the things that I'm saying, or maybe it's because I know myself, and obviously I can look back now and I can see I can barely even watch that video back, because there are parts of that video where I am not being honest, where I am not saying the thing that I actually believe in, the thing that I actually think is most true, and I'm just saying what I think is going to be acceptable, and what I think people are going to be less harsh towards me when they hear, over the thing that I actually believe in, the thing that I actually think needs to be spoken, because no one else is saying it, and because I truly believe that it's true. So I do feel like I am not taking my own advice, in the sense that I'm not being radically honest, and that's the last thing that I want for this channel. And so the past couple of days, I've just been sitting there thinking to myself, is this even worth it? And I've been having thoughts, should I just quit while I'm ahead, and should I stop? But then I don't want to. I don't want to not talk, but I do want it to be that when I do, I'm being honest and I'm honoring everything that God has shown me and all the ways that He's worked through me. It's just, I sit here and I think, how dare you? How dare you? Like, the last thing that I want to do is sit here and make videos and just say the acceptable thing, you know, that I think that is fine, and whole time I'm just battling with myself, saying things that I don't even believe that are true, just because that's what everyone else is saying. And I don't get off of being different or like saying things that not everyone else is saying, and oh, look at me, I'm so different and I'm not like the crowd. No, that's not the point. The point is that that's just not true. It's not true, you know. Like when Paul says that you have to be fully convinced in your mind, I can't say things that I'm not fully convinced of in my mind when I'm fully convinced of sometimes what's the opposite of that, or what's different to that, or what's just not accepted widely in Christianity. So I find myself back in the situation where I'm in a crowd and I'm just listening to everyone speaking and I just, yeah, so that's it. The truth is that I'm scared. Clearly I'm scared. Clearly I am terrified of actually saying what I believe and saying what I think, and I don't want to be. I don't want to be. The last thing that I want to be is that. And if I'm gonna be that, then I should just quit and not make these videos. The other thing that tipped me off as to the fact that this is what's happening with me is that I was sitting here planning on making a video about modesty, and I just sat here and I was like, yes, I should make a video about modesty, you know, like this is good. It's an acceptable topic. I can like say some things. But I sat here and I was thinking, what is it that you're gonna say about modesty that everyone else hasn't already said? Like, just Google modesty, Christianity, and millions of videos of people talking about it, and I have nothing new to add. So why am I gonna make a video just for the sake of talking, you know? And also just the fact that I have no desire to speak about modesty, but I felt like, okay, let me just talk about it because everyone else is talking about it, and that is just horrible. There's so many other things that I would rather discuss when it comes to scripture, when it comes to life, when it comes to just living a life filled with wisdom and knowing how to apply the doctrine so that it actually makes you wiser in the way that you live, in the decisions that you make, and the things that you choose to do over the things that you don't choose to do. And yeah, so that's where I am. And I feel like I'm making this video just to show other people that it's completely acceptable. It's fine. It's fine for you to worry about the judgment of other people, because one thing about Christians, they will judge. It's just how it is. Like, I watch videos all the time on YouTube, on Instagram, of Christians saying things, and Christians in the comments just going off at them and judging them, you know. And usually it's just someone who doesn't see things the same way as you. You don't have to have a comment about every single thing, you know. And I worry. And if I worry and then ask myself, well, you shouldn't be worrying, you know. But then I am worrying, and telling myself that I shouldn't be isn't really helping me not to be. So it's just this cycle that is just not good for me. I do want to continue making videos though, and I am going to continue making videos. And this video to me is like a prayer. It's a prayer that is going to realign me with what's most true, realign me with all the things that God has revealed to me. It is my responsibility to speak. It is my responsibility to be the most honest that I can be. And that's what I want to do. And if I can't do that, then I'd rather not do it at all. So if you look at the video title and you're just like, oh, but she's a Christian, what does she mean? She's scared of people judging her. Then you're exactly the problem, because that's the exact thing that I find myself just really, really afraid of. And not just one kind of Christian, but like all these people that I worry, and I think I had the same problem when I was leaving my old church, and I was like, well, now I'm so scared, what are they gonna think when I tell them I'm leaving, And it's like, even then, the truth was victorious over all of my anxieties and concerns. And even now, I choose to have it be more important to me than to please people, or to say what's acceptable to people, or to speak only about things that are acceptable to people. Another thing that creeps into my mind all the time, because I come from a Baptist background, is that women aren't supposed to teach, and women aren't supposed to preach. There's something else that's always in the back of my head. It's just like, is that what people are thinking I'm trying to do? Like, I'm trying to teach, and I'm trying to like usurp authority over men, or blah 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 blah, and and just like, I really wish. The thing that makes me most worried is I don't want people to make assumptions about me before they know me. Assumptions that stop them from being able to hear me out, and assumptions that just like have them paint me with this big bold brush of like whatever. Like, I've had people who I've spoken to in person, the few times that I've been bold enough to say what my actual views are on certain things. And you can tell that people are just really taken aback and just like don't really know what to say. I'm not someone who tries to instigate, and I don't like it when people don't like me. I'm just very agreeable, and I like it when people like me, but then I find that for people to like you, most of the time it's always at the cost of the truth, and I just have to rise above that and have that not matter to me as much. There's a lot of things that I get anxious whenever I have to tell people, like when people ask me, hey, why don't you have a church? And then I have to say it, and then I find myself over explaining, and then I'm just like, well, this person didn't ask you all of these things, but then I feel like if I just say, oh, I just like, there's no one way to say it, because I always worry, are they going to think this, and are they going to think that, and hopefully I grow out of it. I think that the more bold I am in speaking what is most true, then it's gonna get easier for me to be able to do it. Yeah, but anyway, that is what it is that I wanted to share today, and I'm just hoping that in the future I can actually talk about the things that I actually want to talk about, and I don't have to convince myself that, oh wait, you can't say that, and no, you should say this. And this video is just like a realigning prayer for me to God, to remind me of what He's done for me and in me, and how I cannot in good faith forsake that for anything. Well, thank you for watching the video, and just now realized I didn't have an intro. Just didn't feel like the kind of video you have an intro for. But yeah, hopefully I'll get the time to record a video soon. Thank you for watching. Bye guys.